I usually do makeup reviews, mostly just lipstick, but I wanted to do something a little different. I get asked a lot, why do I wear makeup? I'm a little bit of a mixture of a lot of things. It really started off one way and then it went another way. I'm not quite a drag queen because I feel like being a drag queen is something like a Jedi Master. They don't just get that title out, you have to actually earn it. So So I wanted to share my strange and very unique story of how I became someone who kind of accidentally started wearing makeup. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but bear with me on the story. I started wearing makeup after I dealt with some personal problems in the past and nothing major, just a couple of things that big setbacks and all. And it kind of put me in a mood where I felt a little darker. I felt a little more goth like I used to when I was a younger teenager. And I started listening to music that I used to listen to. I started reconnecting with myself and who I really was. And when I was younger, I was always into goth music. I was always into like androgynous people, David Bowie, Elton John, just anyone from the LGBTQ plus community who were doing their own thing. And also people who were just pushing the boundaries of what you can actually do. And growing up in a more of a traditional Christian household, I couldn't actually really be myself as much. And I used to do as much as I could, get away with as much as I could, but it was always something, it was always something in the way of me actually becoming who I thought I should be. And a lot of it was me. When I really look back onto it, I should have just not cared. But we are young and you have a lot of pressures on you, especially when you're from a certain background, actually. So I'm a lot older now. I can make my own decisions and, I don't care what people think. But at a certain point in time, I started realizing that the world around me was changing and a younger generation who weren't actually held down by some of the things I was held down by or affected by some of the things that I was affected by could freely express themselves online for everyone to see without judgment in a society that actually accepts that and allows people to be who they are. So I thought to myself, maybe I'm not too old to have another goth face, right? And it was kind of silly. Like I thought to myself, I'll just wear a little bit of eyeliner and maybe try some black lipstick. And that's it. I was going to just try black lipstick and eyeliner. Something cheap that I could just pick up at the store somewhere and, any kind of store and not care. And I remember going inside the store. It was inside of Walmart because I just wanted to grab something really quick and get out. And which is probably not where you need to go, Walmart, for that. So I go inside and I go straight to the cosmetics and I have a fake story in my head. I'm thinking to myself, if anyone asks, I'm going to say that this is for my daughter, my made-up daughter. So that way I can have an excuse for me to buy these things. And I thought maybe I'd pick up some fingernail polish as well, some black fingernail polish. And I don't know, it was just a thing. Like I went in very embarrassed and afraid to be myself. And I just wanted to get out of there as fast as possible. So I tried the eyeliner and I didn't like it. And I tried the black lipstick. It didn't work out for me. And I didn't really care for it. I thought maybe I was a fool for even trying this. I'm way too old to do this as well. I was stink at the time. And so I just kind of forgot about it and realized, okay, I enjoy older goth music from the 70s and 80s. And I've always enjoyed that. My tastes have changed over the years, but I have come back to that now and I reconnected with who I was. And I felt like it was like I was reconnected with who I was undisturbed, unbothered by anyone else telling me that I can't do this or I can't do that. And with that being said, I made the mistake of leaving my lipstick out and my wife finding it. I had done this thing in private and I took a couple of pictures and I sent it to a couple of friends that I knew would be okay with it. They were in the goth community. So, it was just me trying to reach out and get like a vibe from someone else. But I didn't really have it out there. So my wife found my lipstick, and she had every right to think that surely it belongs to someone else, because at this time, because of how I was raised, I was like very, macho, and trying to basically prove how much of a man I was. So I was going through all that when I first met her. Over time, I started changing who I am, started adapting to who I am without any, you know, without any shame. And I guess when she found it, she was like, "Well, clearly he's not cheating." And she looks at me and she says, "Is this my lipstick or yours?" And I say, "It's mine." And she was like, "All right." And that kind of bothered me because I was like, did she just know all this time? And she was like, "So, do you want me to paint your nails?" And I was like, "Yes." And she painted my nails black. I put on the black lipstick again and the eyeliner again. And yeah, I sent her pictures of it and stuff. She saw it and she was like, whatever. And that was my first time kind of showing someone who is outside the goth community, or like someone who's aware of me trying this, me wearing makeup for the first time. So I went back to Walmart, and I thought, because I didn't know any other stores that sold cosmetics, I was still very new. And I just went back to where I knew that I've gotten help before. And I went in looking for better makeup. I figured I'll get a better eyeliner, better black lipstick, and maybe like some black eyeshadow. I didn't want to smear paint or whatever a lot of people do when they're in the goth community, like over their eyes and stuff. I don't want to do that. I want to actually have it look a certain way. And this time, instead of going in and having a big excuse together, like I have a daughter that, is going through a goth phase, I want to buy this stuff for her, I went in and I was getting help for someone, a lady that works there. And after over a time of me trying to tell her what I want without telling her that's for me, she just stops and says, "Wait a minute, who's this for?" And I just looked at her in the eyes. I said, "It's for me." And immediately, it just changed the entire atmosphere. Just the entire environment just changed. And she was like, "Oh, well, this stuff is not for you." She put the stuff I had down, and she took me to an area where she showed me eyeshadow that she felt was for me. And she took her time and she explained so much stuff to me on at this, like right on the spot. She's giving me ideas and she's telling me what I should do and what I should try to do and what this is for, what's that for. And yeah, I visit her a lot. I actually go there where she's working to just talk to her sometimes and show her my new makeup. And of course, I always end up buying something when I'm there. Most of the time, it's lipstick, but I learned so much in that moment, and to be able to have someone to come back to you and ask questions, or when I'm buying a product, to have it explained to me, it really helped out, and it actually really advanced my makeup techniques a lot faster than it would have if I would have just played around by myself. So I started posting pictures online in groups, goth groups mostly, and I had people recommend me to a makeup group that I really enjoy being in. I was kind of afraid to join it because it was a different type of makeup, and I'm coming in with goth makeup, and I didn't know if I'd be accepted, but I was, and I got a lot of suggestions for people. And the more I posted online, the more I realized that a lot of women would just give me advice. "Hey, you need to do this, you need to do that." And I got a lot of advice on how to do things. It was very surprising because I had in my head, once I started wearing makeup out there, I would just get made fun of and laughed at and, have a bad response from people. And I did. I had some people who did try to troll, and I realized that most of them are just anime the anime pictures, so I don't have to worry about them. I can't get bullied by Goku. So it just evolved over time. It just kind of, more stuff started happening. I started getting more recommendations of stuff I should do, and I started playing around and being in an actual makeup group with people who are really good, and being able to watch what they're doing and learn from them and figure things out and see something that I like and try it. I just kept pushing myself and pushing myself, and I started changing my attire to match my makeup because I was just a goth guy in glam makeup. So I started dressing a little different. I started wearing different types of clothes. I would say women's clothes as well, which is surprisingly comfortable, but that's a story for another day. And the more I started like playing around with gender, and the more I started changing things about myself, like the way I look with makeup and the hair and everything, the more I started experimenting, I started finding myself. I started finding the version of me that I was never able to be. And this is me unrestricted. So makeup is something that actually I kind of stumbled upon. It wasn't something I really planned. It really started with eyeliner and lipstick, and it went a totally different direction. And you know what? I really enjoy this. I'm having so much fun. So I had some technical errors with my video. I don't know what happened, but it stopped recording at the end of it. I did finish everything I needed to say. I was just wrapping things up, so I didn't want to just end the video with it just abruptly ending. And I wanted to actually say goodbye. I wanted to thank a lot of people. I want to thank Hooded Eye Beauties for being a group that was very accepting and allowing me to grow into who I am, and actually gave me a lot of pointers of what to do next and what to try. I also want to thank my friend Jenny for actually giving me the inspiration to try this and supporting me. I want to thank Shannon, who's someone who's been in my corner the whole time, and she allowed me to grow on my own and continue to give me constant support. And I want to thank my wife for being understanding and actually pushing me forward and allowing me to be myself and still loving me for it. I don't think people understand how abrupt of a change it was and how she just went with it even if she didn't understand it, and I was still trying to figure it out. So I want to thank her for that. I also want to thank my homies for seeing me post thigh-high pictures and fishnet stocking pictures and just not question it, just heart it and just say, hey, that's what he does now. I also want to thank you. If you took the time to watch this, I really appreciate it. And also, I hope it helps someone else in the future who's going through something similar and haven't figured things out, or you think you may have figured things out, but you're too afraid to actually explore that. I hope my story helped you. You guys take care.